Beautiful St. Pete Clearwater on the Gulf Coast of Florida has something to offer for every type of traveller. In this video, I'm going to take you through some of the top things to do in the area to help you plan your next trip. So I'm starting off my day by visiting one of St. Pete's newest attractions, which is the St. Pete Pier, which juts out into Tampa Bay. And it's a lovely area, bustling already, full of street vendors selling lots of different things: food, arts and crafts, body lotions. There's lots of places to eat as well, so it's a nice place to come out with all the family. So the pier opened officially in July 2020, which was ever so slightly delayed due to COVID, but now it seems to be absolutely thriving. And I'm right at the end now because I'm going to meet the girls for some drinks at Pier Tiki. And we've got the harbour on one side, it's all tree lined. It's very nicely done. So St. Pete has actually got a really active art scene, and as part of this they've got some amazing street art. You can actually go on a number of street art tours, but it's also quite nice just wandering around on your own and checking out some of the pieces. So I'm walking down Central now, and virtually every area or wall where there's space, there's some beautiful art. And it really does make the whole place so colourful. And it's Saturday, so it's actually quite buzzing today around this area. So it's Friday night in St. Pete, and we have come down to St. Pete's Shuffleboard Club. Now there's 80 shuffleboard courts here, and all of them are full. It's clearly a very popular place to come. So I'm down here with some of my friends, and we're going to learn how to shuffleboard because it's actually not that common in the UK. So we've got a few drinks, got some snacks, and we're going to see how terrible we are at shuffleboarding. So this is Fairground St. Pete, which is a super cool, fairly new, completely immersive art experience. There's so many different rooms, and it feels a little bit like Mad Hatter's Tea Party in this one. So this is the very beautiful Calidesi Island State Park, which is renowned as one of the most beautiful islands off the coast here on the Gulf, and you can see why. These sands are so wide, and the absolute bluest water. It's bliss. It's only a short 15-minute boat ride from the harbour, and it's pretty peaceful as well. There are a few places you can rent kayaks, which I think I'll do later on, and some deck chairs and things like that. And there's also a lot of wildlife here, a lot of birds. So now we're going to kayak through the mangroves, which is an absolute must for any nature lovers. There's so many birds flying around, it's so pretty here. It's a lovely sunny afternoon, and I've come to look around Tarpon Springs, which is famous for being the largest population of Greek Americans in the whole of the USA, and it's also known as the sponge capital of the world, because in the 1900s a lot of divers came here and started harvesting the sponges, and this is still happening today. It's also a very lovely place to wander around. There's Greek music playing on the speakers, lots of great shops, little cafes as well. So these are the boats that go out to harvest the sponges, and now there's probably about 20 to 30, but in the 1900s they had over 100 boats that would go out from this dock. So back in the day, in the 1900s, this area would have been a market area, and all the sponges would have been laid out on the floor. They'd have a kind of auction, really. This would probably happen once a week. They still do this now, but it's probably a little bit more for show and doesn't happen quite as often. So this is the diving suit that would previously have been worn, which is pretty heavy. Apparently it weighs about 100 pounds. So I'm actually staying at two different places on this trip, and I've just arrived at the Don Cesar Hotel, which is definitely the most famous hotel in the area. It was built in the 1920s. It's right on the waterfront, and it's a huge pink building. So in a second I'm going to spin around and show you guys what it looks like. Here's the pool area, and this is the hotel. Absolutely huge, surrounded by palm trees. We've come down to see the hotel from the beach and get a proper view of it. This is glorious. Beach bar, giant chess set. Greta.
Hey! I'm awesome at chess.
I'm terrible at chess. I know how to play checkers. You know, like drafts?
Yeah.
But not so good at chess.
I basically just like old board games and card games.
I'll do Trivial Pursuit. Anyway, that's the hotel behind us. Look how cool it looks. So one of my favourite things about St. Pete Clearwater is it's very easy to see dolphins here. And one of the best ways to do this is by taking a boat, like this one behind me called Little Toot. And Little Toot goes out a few times a day, every day. It's always very popular, but the boat's big enough that you've always got a little bit of space. And we're going to go out for a couple of miles that way and hopefully see some dolphins.